Today is Thursday, Parashat Vayikra. We're learning from Chok Israel, the Ketubim for today. We're continuing in the book of Mishlei, the book of Proverbs that we've learned earlier this week. The Pasuk says, Tzinim pachim bederech ikesh. Thorns and snares, like traps, are in the way of the crooked. Shomer nafsho, a person that guards his soul, yirchak mehem, will distance himself from them. In other words, again, the Mishlei brings an approach of a person being responsible for his actions, taking note of what's happening and avoiding situations of trouble. So a person who goes in the crooked way will hit snares and thorns, and a person who guards his soul, he will stay away from them. There's another explanation, also the Pasuk, also Tzinim, refers to the, say, cold weather. It's a freezing weather outside. You need to keep warm, so if you walk outside in a t-shirt and you get a cold, that would be something that could happen to a person if he doesn't foresee the consequences of his actions. So this is what this pasuk insinuates. The next pasuk, Chanoch lana'ar al pi darko, ki yazkin lo yasur mimena. Pasuk means educate a child in the way he should go, and even when he's old, he will not depart from it. So one explanation is whatever education you get when you're young stays with you for all the way through your whole life. What we learn in elementary school and in the first years is something that the basis is so important. That's something that will be very beneficial in the long run. Is another explanation of the pasuk also. Pi darko, according to his way. Not every child is the same in terms of what interests that child, in terms of what his capacity is in different areas. Different child may be more interested in math than music, or more interested in literature than other subjects. So you take whatever the strength that that person is naturally inclined to, and you direct it and channel it and give him education in those fields that he's most capable in. And when he grows up, he'll be able to continue and be successful in that. Unfortunately, all too often, people try to fit a square into a circle, which doesn't work. They try to impose certain interests on children. Of course, you bring them up to be interested in many different things, but at the same time, you have to realize the natural inclination of each child and educate him according to his personality and according to his individuality. And then if you do that, even when he grows old, he will not depart from it. All too often we've heard about people got involved to different professions just because they were coerced into them, but later in life they sort of leave it and they just don't enjoy what they're doing at all. Next one. Ashir berashim imshol ve'eved love le'ish malve. The rich rules over the poor, and the borrower is a servant to the lender. Rashi explains that this speaks about not wealth in terms of financial wealth, but rather knowledge. And Rashi explains that the common person is always in need of the scholar to learn from him. So that's why it says, Ashir, a person who's wealthy in knowledge, will be able to rule over those who are poor in knowledge. And a person who is a borrower, so he's like a servant to the lender, because he's subservient to him, because he needs him. So the earlier you can pay off your debts, the freer you become. Next pasuk, Zorea avla yiktzor aven, veshevet evrato yichle. Pasuk says, the person who sows iniquity, he shall reap vanity, and the rod of his wrath shall fail. Basically, what the pasuk says, that when a person goes in the wrong way, then eventually he will reap the consequences of his actions. And even the rod with which he rules over people will be destroyed because of the wrong actions that he's taking. And finally, the last pasuk today, Tov ayin u'yevorach, person who has a generous eye, who's happy for the success of others, such a person will be blessed. Ki natan milachmo ladal, because he gives of his bread to the poor, he's kind to other people, he's generous to other people, such a person will merit blessings. Baruch Adonai le'olam, amen ve'amen.